Quick intro to our last joint assignment. We're going to talk about digital economies. We already discussed a little bit about digital marketing. We also have mentioned how we all, by sharing things online, actually provide information to brands, industries, about trends, about niche markets. But today's focus on economy and digital business is a little different. It is about communities that have changed the way our economies work. Your theoretical readings for this week are three very interesting and very sort of seminal pieces about this. First one is by Yochai Benkler, who's a very famous law professor, legal scholar. He has written about the wealth of networks, and he's claiming that the whole way of our economy works is changing or has already changed. Sort of from the sort of mass produced products by few to many, and that includes mass media, media content made by few to many, to sort of these network models where there are many niche markets and many niche producers, small producers, and a lot of economy is actually working by sharing, not necessarily through monetary interactions. And we know this, for instance, from couch surfing. There's a lot of sort of shared economy sites out there where you can, for instance, swap children's toys or bikes or tools or even services and skills. I need something translated into Spanish, but then I can type real fast, so I can do proofreading and typing for you when you translate this text me in Spanish, for instance. There are sites for this. So Yochai Benkler has identified that. Then there's another article by Lawrence Lessig, a very, very famous one as well. Lawrence Lessig is perhaps also a law professor and perhaps the most famous anti-copyright activist in the US. You can see below a little introduction to something that he invented, which is called the Creative Commons license. And his idea is that a creative work has always been collaboration and copying and remixing. That is the nature of creativity. And in many cultures, the author is not one person, it's a collective, it's a community, right? So he's saying we have to sort of resist this very strict copyright regime that is very much of a result of the mass production era. So in the mass production era, an industry wanted to own a patent and make all the money for something. In this new network era, everybody is mixing ideas and concepts and cultural products. So nobody should own them, but we should be able to share. That's the nature of the internet. So he has created this alternative licensing system. You can see the little video intro for it below. And finally, you'll read an article by Henrik Jenkins, who's a fan scholar. And he claims that fans were sort of the first ones to create these online communities and kind of to resist this mass culture and mass production culture, right? And so he, for instance, tells a story of Star Wars fans creating ton of fan fiction, and how George Lucas had a little bit of a tough time relating to that before he realized how important that is actually to sort of big industries and big companies to be in collaboration with these online communities. So three outlooks on sort of digital economy from the perspective of online communities. Then finally, we'll do one practical assignment together. I'll introduce you to a crowdfunding campaign which is very real. It's actually ongoing. It's not going necessarily as well as it could. And we collectively will read and find out about good strategies for crowdfunding. We'll research online, and each of us will contribute to a presentation, a prezi online, and give some suggestions how this campaign could be better for its last couple of weeks. It will run until the 8th of December. So this is the practical assignment that we'll all collaborate together this week. The readings as well as this practical assignment are due by the 14th at midnight, as always. Check out the videos below.